welcome back to my channel. My name is Yvette. I'm an advisor by day and a life coach by night. If you're new here, welcome. So as you guys can see from the title, I made a new life change and decided to move to Houston, Texas. Yay! So I am pretty excited. I've been here for about 8 months now, so there's a lot to share. I've always been wanting to leave New York, but New York is like quicksand, you know? Like once you're there, it's kind of like hard to come out. Once I graduated from college, I was like, I'm gonna leave. I don't wanna stay in New York, but slowly but surely I started getting more and more planted and stable. And so once I get comfortable in an area, like I really don't want to like change that. So it's always me trying to step outside my comfort zone to try something new. And so that's what I did with moving to Houston, and I love it. So I'm just gonna go over the whole moving process and how it's like living in Houston without a car. And then I will definitely make another video with an empty apartment tour and also talking about what I love about Houston and how it's been going. So let me know what you'd like to see in the comments if I don't address it in this video. I'm from New York, clearly, right? So I didn't learn how to drive until, well, I got my license probably like 23, 24. I didn't actually learn how to drive until probably like 2 years ago, like when I was 28, 27, because I never had my own car and I never had access to a car to drive that often. And so driving for me is just like, it's just a no. Comment below how you feel about driving because I can't be the only one. I just rather be driven. It's just so much nervousness and anxiety when I'm driving, unless I have the whole road to myself and I'm just like chilling, cruising, like it's just me. But once like cars get around me, it's like, oh, no, like go away, like I just get so nervous. And I know like that'll go away over time. But for now, I do not like to drive. And so my first thought when I was moving down here, everyone's like, you need a car. And I'm like, no, not really, right? So lucky for me, I work from home. And so I don't go out like throughout the week like that. And I also get groceries delivered. I use the supermarket's website and it's about like a $10 fee or something like that. It's not a big of a deal to do that like once or twice a month to me. And another alternative is I'll walk to the supermarket, which is not too far. And then, well, actually, no, I lied. It's far. But, as a New Yorker, it's not that far. So it's like a 20, 30 minute walk. Okay, more like 30 minutes, right? But it's not really that bad. I need the steps and it's like, I love to walk. Even if I get a car, like I'm always gonna be that person that wants to walk somewhere. Cause one is the best way to burn off calories for me because I don't feel like I'm doing anything. And I just like walking, especially if it's a nice day outside. So it's about 30 minutes away, so I'll walk and then I'll take an Uber back. So that's the way I've been managing those things. As far as going out and stuff, I don't really do that often. If I ever wanted to, I'll just Uber. And most of the time, there's so much stuff around me that the Uber is like $6, $10. The most I ever paid for Uber is probably like 25 to 30. And that would be like if I'm going a further distance out of Houston, like out of the Houston area. Went to the airport, things like that is where you have to pay a lot more for the Uber. But for the most part, anything that I need is definitely around $5 to $15 for the Uber. So of course, there's a lot of benefits to not having a car. Like I don't have to deal with road rage, which I heard is really crazy out here. I don't have to deal with people trying to break into my car or anything like that, because I've heard that's also crazy here. I love that, it brings like an extra piece. But I'm not saying I'll never get a car. I'm sure I will need to get a car at some point in my life if I stay in Houston, I'm sure. But I just don't want to get one right now. Like I just don't feel like getting one right now. I don't feel like it's necessary, but everyone's situation is different. So if you're more extroverted, if you like to go out, you like to be able to get up and drive somewhere. For example, like I order food. So I order like Uber Eats and stuff a lot, and like the fees do add up. So if you're the type of person who just want to pick up your food, then definitely, of course, you're going to want to get a car. This is just what's been working out for me, being able to move without a car. And I also wanted to make this video because I don't want anyone to get discouraged from being able to move because they don't have a car, because you can do it. It's just, it might not be the ideal situation for you. You know, it might limit your options as far as what you can do for work. If you have, you know, if you have to drive to that location, then of course you're going to need a car. But if you have the opportunity to apply for remote jobs, work from home jobs, or jobs in the area of where you're going to live, then it could be something that works for you. The only annoying thing too about walking is like everyone stares at you. Everyone stares at you. So like in New York, when you're walking, you never have the sidewalk to yourself. There's always people around, you know, that's annoying. But here, it's like, yeah, you have the sidewalk to yourself and no one else is walking around you. That, you can rest assured, you have the whole sidewalk. But people will be staring at you from their cars. And it's like the stare like, dang, is something wrong? Like, is she okay? They're staring at me like I'm a lost like puppy. And so that's very annoying because I really just be trying to be in my own little zone and minding my business. And so that's the only thing. And then also the sidewalk stops sometimes. So you can be walking and then there's a sidewalk and then all of a sudden no sidewalk. Literally, like there's no sidewalk. So now you're like in the grass or on the street. Like, you know, so that is not the best. So Houston is definitely not pedestrian friendly. Even when you're crossing the street, sometimes you have to wait for the light longer than you normally would in like New York because, you know, it's not pedestrian friendly. So I'm like standing there clicking the little button that gives you the walk sign supposedly, and it takes forever. Or I feel like I just missed it, so now I'm waiting like another like 5 minutes or something. I don't know. But yeah, those are the little annoying things. But other than that, I love walking, so I'm okay with it. When my friends come to visit me, we like Uber. You can always rent a car too. So I know how to drive, you know, I just don't want to. So if I ever like had guests coming for like a long period of time and I needed a car, I can always rent one. I also do have family here and they have cars. So if I ever need a car, I can always borrow one. You kind of have to see what works for you because that might not be your situation. I just don't want anyone to be deterred that they cannot move until they have a car, you know? It's possible in 2021, 22. A lot of things are changing. There's a lot more remote jobs, work from home jobs. So that changes the game because if you have to go into the office every day, or there's even hybrid. So if you're working hybrid and you work 2 days a week in the office, 3 days at home, that's another way where you don't have to have a car. But if you had to go in for like 5 days a week, you definitely would want to get one because the Ubers and stuff, that would add up very quickly. Okay, so first I'm going to start with the actual move process. So for those of you who don't know or are new here, I purchased a condo in the Bronx, New York in 2017. And so, of course, when I was leaving, I had to like pack everything up. And you don't realize how much you have until you have to pack. And because I low-key consider myself a minimalist, but clearly not, because it was just so much, like the kitchen stuff, then like your bedroom, all your clothes, then the living room. So it was just a lot. And I moved in a short period of time, so everything happened really quickly. And so I decided to get a moving company. I paid $1,700, which I didn't think was a bad deal because my bed is probably like $2,000 or something like that. And then my nightstands. So I have a apartment tour video for my condo. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out because hopefully you would understand and see what I'm talking about. But a lot of the stuff that I have, like I have a floor mirror that was like $600. It make more sense to bring it with me, the big stuff that I feel like, one, I probably can't get again from certain places, and then two, they were worth a lot and I didn't really have time to sell it. They did their thing. It was two guys that came in, they wrapped everything up, took down the bed. Like the way that they did everything, packaged it in the boxes, and it came in one piece, nothing broke. It was just amazing. I'm like, this is what I would want to do whenever I'm moving, because moving is very stressful. Even if it's a move across the street or a move to another state, like that's like neighboring, moves are always just stressful. But the way that they wrapped everything up so nicely, I'm like, yeah, that was 100% worth it. So yeah, everything came in one piece. Not to say that, that might be your experience, because sometimes things happen and things break, but my mirror was one of my main concerns, because if you have a crack in the mirror, it kind of just ruins everything. So I was just so happy that my floor mirror came in one piece. My nightstands are mirrors, so that came in one piece. It felt great to have everything come down. So I got my floor mirror, my bed, my mattress, my 2 nightstands, my 2 lamps, and I think that's it. And the company I used, they charged me based on how much space I took up in the truck. And so if you negotiate with them, they throw in a little something there, like an extra box there or whatever. So that was cool. So I felt like that was nice. And I think it took about 2 weeks to get delivered down. I will leave the link or their contact information below. So if you are looking for that big type of move, because literally from New York to Houston, I wasn't going to do that drive. And so that was the best way to get my bulk items down. And then for like the rest of my stuff, so if you don't know, Southwest has 2 free bags when you travel with them. And so that's how I've been getting my clothes, my kitchen stuff, all of that little things that you can take over time. I've been bringing them through using 2 bags from Southwest every time I fly to New York. So luckily, shout out to my mom, because I had her living room looking a hot mess with all my junk and stuff there. But it was literally like a whole pile of my stuff that I didn't get to move right away. But over time now, it's thankfully clear for the most part. And so I would recommend that if you have that option. Everyone is different, so you got to know what works for you and what options you have. I probably wouldn't have paid for a storage unit, so I would have probably just paid more to bring everything down if I didn't have the option or something. I don't know, but I was able to slowly bring the small stuff down. Houston has been great, and I will go more into detail in the next video, but I love it. I love the food. I love the diversity, the cost of living. So you get more for your money and things are cheaper. So like in my apartment complex, there's a pool, there's a gym downstairs, and it's like, I used to dream about stuff like that in New York, and I never thought I would get it so soon, I guess. The weather is amazing in comparison to New York, of course. That was one of the other reasons why I moved. That and the trains. Like, I was so tired of taking the train. I just cannot. And then in my area, parking was crazy. So it's not like I could get a car or I would be paying for a garage. Then I worked in Manhattan, so I couldn't drive to work. It was just always barriers in New York that like just made things more complicated than they needed to be. Here, the weather is nice. I get to go downstairs to the gym. Go to the pool. Like, I always want a place with a tennis court for some reason too. So hopefully in the future I get a tennis court. But there's just so much out here, and like, yeah, I'll go into detail in my next video. But for now, yes, I moved to Houston without a car. It's possible. So if you're from New York or you're from another state and you stumbled across this video and you think it's a sign, it is. Get out as soon as you can. Come to Houston. It's nice. And yeah, I'll go into detail in my next video. Just leave a comment to let me know what you would like to hear, know, and see you next time.